All right, so it is 2 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started with the second round for the Economic Development webinar. My name is Mayor Fetty. I want to thank you for spending some time with us to learn about the new grant opportunity that's going to be available in the city of Erlanger. Erlanger is committed to economic development and community development in our city. We are one of the few cities in Northern Kentucky to offer grants and incentives to support reinvestment and growth within Erlanger. We are also one of the few cities in Northern Kentucky to have a full-time economic development director. Emmy Randall is the city's economic development director, and she's here with me today, and she's going to go over an outline of the city's new incentive to demolish abandoned and blighted properties. Emmy, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor Fetty. The city is excited to roll out this new opportunity. I'm going to go over a few of the basics, and then we'll have some time later on in the webinar for question and answers. So this program is available to any property owner in the city who would like to demolish a structure for the purposes of redevelopment. The structure should be abandoned in disrepair or otherwise has passed its useful life. And the project should accomplish one of the following. It should increase future tax revenue or job creation, decrease blight, or increase property values in the city. So it needs to meet one of those criteria to be available. So projects that meet this criteria can apply for a reimbursement of up to $10,000 or 10% of the redeveloped property value, whichever is less. So it's capped at that $10,000 mark. Both residential and commercial projects are eligible for these funds. And at this time, the city has allotted enough budget for several projects. So these will be available on a first come, first served basis until those funds are exhausted. At this time, there is no restriction on one entity or one person receiving multiple grants for multiple structures. So we hope that this will be a great opportunity to help stimulate some redevelopment in some of our older neighborhoods and commercial areas. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Mayor Fetty. She's going to talk about some of the types of projects that were envisioned when this program was created.
Thanks, Emmy. So let's first talk about the commercial redevelopment. So Erlanger's largest and most notable commercial redevelopment is the Showcase Cinema property, which is now home to the Erlanger Commerce Center, which includes businesses Amazon, Perfetti Van Mail, Novalex, and Coca-Cola Bottling Company. We are very proud of this project. However, today we would like to highlight a few of the smaller projects that might be examples of candidates for this particular grant opportunity. So Erlanger is fortunate enough to have seen some redevelopment in our commercial areas along Dixie Highway. I'd like to provide a couple of examples that would have been eligible for this particular grant. The first example, as you can see on your screen, is a commercial redevelopment at the corner of Dixie Highway and Commonwealth Avenue. Some of you probably remember the two small strip centers previously on this site. One housed a number of small retailers, including Wirt Music and Snappy Tomato Pizza. The other strip center was anchored by an Ameristop. These older commercial buildings were underparked and had begun to show some age. These properties were purchased and developed in 2016 into a CVS store. The redeveloped site provides ample parking, and the development reduced the number of curb cuts along this busy intersection from 5 to 2, helping to reduce vehicular congestion. A little further north on Dixie Highway, we have had two fairly recent single commercial building redevelopments. One was the former Long John Silver's building at 3163 Dixie, which was demolished to build a Tim Hortons building. Now, although Tim Hortons is no longer in operation, that new building transitioned perfectly to the current Dunkin' Donuts location. Also across Dixie at 3100 Dixie Highway, the site that used to be the old Burger King building, it was demolished in 2016 to build the current Chipotle. So we hope to see more of these types of projects in the future, and this grant opportunity will help make building demo and reconstruction more financially feasible for investors. Now, in addition to our commercial redevelopment, what's special about this grant is that it's also available for residential projects. Now, although we've not yet experienced many tear down and new build residential, many of our neighboring communities have. Some of our older neighborhoods in Erlanger are ripe for redevelopment opportunities. Our neighborhoods have great access to the highway system and are close to the shipping and job hubs at CVG. So within Erlanger, we've had a few residential developments I'd like to highlight. On Cowie Avenue, we had two blighted properties at 3410 and 3409. They were purchased by Habitat for Humanity. They demolished both of these structures and built two beautiful new modern homes on these properties. A similar project took place at the corner of Division and Woodward. The dilapidated structure on the lot at 433 Division was demolished, and Housing Opportunities of Northern Kentucky constructed a new single-family home on the site. These projects have been very successful and help to stimulate reinvestment on these streets. I'll take a look at a few examples and images of neighboring residential infill development outside of Erlanger. I'd like to highlight a few projects in the city of Park Hills that were completed by Trouth Homes. 911 Terrace Drive was a small single-story home that did not meet the standards of today's home buyers. At the height of the market, this home was valued at $130,000. This home was demolished, and the site was rebuilt with a modern two-story valued home at $332,000. We have another project example just around the corner from Terrace at 1005 Altavia Avenue. This previous home was in disrepair and valued at $110,000. This structure was demolished to make way for a beautiful new modern home valued at $435,000. Now, these are just a few examples. There are other builders and agencies doing similar great projects all around Northern Kentucky. We would love to see some exciting new residential infill projects. And this grant opportunity will make those projects more financially feasible in the city of Erlanger. I'll turn it back over to Emmy.
Thank you, Mayor Fetty. Hopefully this will give folks a good idea of the types of projects that might be possible with this funding. While we have you here this afternoon, I just wanted to take a few minutes to highlight some of our other programs. This is not the only program or incentive that we have available in the city of Erlanger. We have two other programs that are available for businesses. And I'll just want to give you a quick overview of those, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have when we open it up for Q&A. But the Small Business Grant and Incentive, this is a program that's available for our existing businesses. To be eligible, the businesses have to have a payroll of less than $750,000. And this is a reimbursement of 50% of costs to improve the building, and it is capped at a $5,000 reimbursement. So this is a great program for businesses in the community that might want to give existing structures a facelift. We also have a program for larger businesses. The EDGE incentive is available to businesses that have a payroll of more than $750,000. This is for businesses that would like to locate within the city of Erlanger, or for any of our existing businesses that are expanding with a capital improvement project of $500,000 or more. So this program provides a reimbursement of 1/3 of the Erlanger occupational license fee. That city occupational license fee is 1.5% of payroll. So again, if you have any questions about either one of those programs or the demo grant opportunity, you can reach me here at the city at 727-7995 or at emmy.randall@cityoferlanger.com. So just to kind of close this out, we hope you've learned a little bit here today. We would like to open it up at this time for any questions that you might have about this grant opportunity.
I don't have any questions, but thank you. This was very informative. I really appreciate you putting this information together and sharing this. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you
Todd.
for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us today. And if you do have any other questions, Todd, feel free to reach out to either me or Emmy. We're definitely happy to have you on here today.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you both.
All right. Well, Emmy, if you want to go ahead and close it out.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about our incentive programs. We look forward to hearing from you.